are indicating a negative opening of 179 points at this point of time. However, I believe that it would claw back much of its losses, and I would not be surprised to see it get into positive territory very soon. In fact, over the next 2.5 hours, you could see good amount of positivity returning back to the US markets. Do not forget that United States has witnessed the worst quarter ever. However, to accompany the US indices, oil has fallen 55% just in 1 month of March 2020. World stock markets have been battered out of shape. Many fund managers believe that this is an excellent opportunity for long-term portfolio formation. I do not think at all. This was only the first wave of selling that you are going to see this year in 2020. This is why it is extremely essential to learn how to time the markets. It is very easy to keep saying that you can never time the markets, and investors are made to penalize for the inefficiency of fund managers, portfolio managers, investment advisors. The second wave of selling is going to take place shortly, and if you stay tuned to my videos, you will be able to understand when the second wave of selling is going to start. It's going to be a singular decline. Before that, you should see a good rebound. That markets across the world are severely oversold, and this should be a good time to enjoy some short-term trading activities, some profits. If you have some shares which you have not been able to sell so far, it's an excellent opportunity to get rid of them before the second wave of selling, which will be equally grim, equally brutal. That's going to start shortly. You'll have to keep watching my videos so that you understand the rationale as to why I believe the second wave of selling is going to be around the corner. I'm just trying to dispute the hypothesis that markets can never be timed. This is going to be my proof to the world of finance that markets can definitely be timed, and you can make good money if you learn how to time the markets. Today, we found a Chinese purchasing managers index came at 52. Anything above 50 is considered expansionary in nature. 45 was the expectation. Last month, that is February's reading, was 37. It was an abysmally low figure, and it rattled world financial markets. This shows that some of the economic activity is coming back in China after the coronavirus debacle, and the world, this is a breath of fresh air for the world. However, there are more difficult times yet to come, so I would just take this with a grain of salt. Johnson & Johnson's announcement yesterday that they should be ready for human trials of the coronavirus vaccines sometime by September this year is something which has also helped stir positive sentiments on Wall Street. Should continue today. Start should be good. You should see positivity return back, but however, within the next 2.5 hours, you should see some amount of negativity return back. Many questions may arise over the efficacy of the stimulus package, over how long a lockdown should last. Donald Trump seems to have delayed his lockdown until the end of April. He was talking about Easter Sunday being the time when he expected churches to be full of people. He is definitely expecting the economy to start reviving shortly. However, it is definitely something which is not working out to his calculation, and now he has extended the period of lockdown to end of April. Sweden becomes the only country in Europe which seems to be following the laissez-faire policy. People roam around in restaurants and pubs, and they seem to be having very little of the social distancing norms that you can see in neighboring countries like Denmark and Norway. In fact, you find that Prime Minister Stefan Löfven talked that if things do not work to the satisfaction, you may start seeing some measures being adopted even in Sweden. So Sweden could also see some amount of social distancing and other measures which the rest of Europe seems to be following. In the meanwhile, do not get too perturbed. Dr. Jeremy Kim, who is the director of the International Vaccine Institute based out of Seoul, South Korea, talks about the fact that the world, many countries in the world were very slow to react to the coronavirus pandemic, that it had appeared in December, and many countries slept over it and they were unwilling to do adequate preparations until the first few deaths took place in the respective countries. I'm sure you know which countries I'm talking about. However, now what is done is done. The result, we are forcing automobile companies to start manufacturing ventilators. This does not fall within the core competence of automobile companies. However, defense manufacturing acts and various other acts are being invoked to make these companies start manufacturing ventilators on a urgent basis. Please understand that there's going to be a roller coaster ride for Dow Jones and NASDAQ today, and you may want to take into consideration. But in general, I would hasten to add that a temporary bottom has been formed in US stock markets. Happy investing. Take care. Bye-bye.